So welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Today we going to India and we gonna have a lot of energy with us, and I can assure you it's gonna be amazing. And my guess is you'll see, and I've just discovered, connected with her just recently, and I was just taken by this energy, taken by this positivity, and I really want you to feel that today. So for those who don't know me, my name is Marae Tulekima. I'm the host today, and today we're going to focus our conversation on the power of speech, because that's a very powerful tool that my guests use a lot, and really, she's been able to use it, in everything that she does, and also to influence people globally. So just not, to introduce the guest today. So our guest is Vanndana. Vanndana is a motivational speaker. So you understand why I was talking about the power of speech. And she's also a celebrity. I mean, she's known all over the world. She's a coach, and she's a singer. She's an actress. She's a corporate trainer. So we're gonna hear about it today, and I hope that you're gonna learn from what she's going to share. So that's why I'm asking you to get your pen and paper, and please take notes, and make sure you share with people who have not had the opportunity to be here today. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna be inspired, and really leave this platform with a lot of positivity, and be really ready to go to the next step of your greatness. So let's start, and bring Vanndana with us, and start the conversation on the power of speech.
Right? On memories. But as I got older, I started to be more aware of some of the abusive sides of
So, welcome, Vanndana. Good evening, and welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me at the Greatness Engineering Show. Thank you. And it's really a pleasure being here.
Okay, thanks for being here. And I was telling, when I was introducing you, I was really impressed by your energy, and I hope you're gonna bring this energy today again with us. But before we go into our conversation, let's start, and talk about the. Can we talk about, introduce yourself and let us know who you are, and what are the key important point and key important moment in your life that you want to share with us?
Well, I would like to share that I have been always a very happy soul. I always love living life. I've always lived life on the edge. I've enjoyed every moment of life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best part about life is living every moment. And when your passion becomes your profession, I think there can be nothing better than that. So my passion was music, stage, being on the stage all the time. And, there's a lot of disturbance echo coming.
Yeah, because there's two of you, so I've been trying to remove one thing, and then it keeps
How do I
coming.
remove
So
it?
yeah,
Okay. This one?
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, so
okay.
I've
Gone
removed
again.
one. So and this one is fine now. So you
I
can
can't
you
see
can
you
go
now.
ahead.
Now I can't see you. It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Okay, all right. So you have to come back then.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can
I
see you.
cannot
Not
see
a
you.
problem.
Okay. I cannot see you. So it's okay that I can keep this on me?
Yeah, that's fine. I can see you. I
Okay,
have
great.
no problem. I have
Okay.
no
I can't
problem.
see you. Right. I can't see you, or I can't see the chat box, or I can't see you also.
Okay, all right. So
Should I enter the
uh,
studio?
you can still enter the studio and probably remove the other one. Maybe that's the other one that actually needs to.
Yeah.
Um,
The moment I click on this,
let's see.
it disappears. Wait. Let me just try.
Are you
Okay.
there? Okay, so we having some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So you
Now
are
I'm back.
back.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so now it's fine. So I
Now I can.
only yeah, okay,
Yeah.
because I had two vandanas. So I was asking myself, I didn't drink today, so
You know, I always say that I'm a magician. I cast a spell. I'm a witch. I call myself on the radio show. I call myself Wendy the Friendly Witch. So probably that was
okay.
the abracadabra, my spell.
Exactly, because I had two, and I'm like, it cannot be, and I kept removing it, and you kept
Yes,
coming back. So
yes,
it's very funny. So
yeah,
yeah, so now we good, we good.
yes.
There's
We
only
good, we
one
good.
one
Yes,
you, we good.
yes, yes. No casting spells. No more
No, 'cause-
magic anymore.
exactly. Stop doing the magic, please.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, your question. Yeah.
Yeah, the question was really to introduce yourself, really, and let us know who is Vandana, and
Okay.
really highlighting the key thing that you've been doing, because you've done so much, and
So much.
you have you're a multi-talented individual. So just to know exactly what are the key thing that you've accomplished so far, and
Right.
really who you are and what you
Right.
do.
Well, I started my journey as a fashion design teacher. I was a teacher of sketching, illustrations, design ideas, design concepts in
Mm-hmm,
one of the best institutes in India called NIFT. And
mm-hmm,
after that, I moved on to stage. I was always, since childhood, since school, college, I was doing theater, I was singing, I was on stage. Since my mother was a teacher of English language and literature, so I was
mm-hmm,
always on stage talking, singing,
mm-hmm,
anchoring. So I tried to move. It was my passion. I
mm-hmm,
always wanted my passion to become my profession. Besides that, I did law also, but I had no interest in becoming an attorney or a
mm-hmm,
lawyer or a counsel. My passion was always stage, to speak all the time.
mm-hmm,
So I guess I took that profession and I became one of the best speakers in the country as an anchor, as a singer. I really achieved a lot of milestones. And
mm-hmm,
I've done shows with John Travolta, Jennifer Lopez. I performed with them also. With almost every big Bollywood actor, I've done shows
mm-hmm,
with Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, almost every big actor, Amir Khan. But
mm-hmm,
yes, I've done with Hollywood actors also. I've done Michelle Yeoh, James Bond
mm-hmm,
heroine. I've done shows with her. I've done IFFI International Film Festival with her too. So
mm-hmm,
yeah, my milestones have been working with all these big stars, and of course, finding peace inside by following my passion. So that was been the biggest.
mm-hmm,
I've been awarded by the president's wife, the ex-president's wife, as the best anchor in the country. I've
mm-hmm,
won a lot of awards till date, and of course, my main thing is stage, and I love the stage. I have a
Mhm.
passion for stage. I can just go on speaking for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and
I
not get
know.
tired. that's why that's why I chose to become a radio jockey. The best part
Mhm.
about being a radio jockey is that you can just talk for hours and hours and hours, and your
Mhm.
face is not there, only your voice is there. So you don't even have to
Mhm.
look good in front of the camera. It's
Mhm.
so yeah, talking is my thing, and I just love it.
Mhm.
Now
And
I'm
and
planning.
I
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
and that's why, we wanted to really focus on the power of speech, because since you've been doing it for a long time, and my question is really to know, how did it helps you to connect and to reach out to all those people. Is there a particular process that you consciously or unconsciously were following while speaking? So, what is a powerful speech for you to reach out to those people?
There's a very popular saying:
Mm-hmm,
a speech is cadence, rhythm, music, meter, everything to it. A
mm-hmm,
speech should have everything. The power of the word should be so strong that is uttered from your mouth that it should have people dancing when you speak. People just want to, they
mm-hmm,
don't, it's like music to the ears. Your speech should be
mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm,
powerful that when you talk, people only remember the way you were speaking. Sometimes they miss
mm-hmm,
out on the content also. They don't listen to the content of the speech. They are
mm-hmm,
more focused on the way you're delivering your speech. So a
mm-hmm,
number of times I've seen speakers who are not that great, but they have a beautiful delivery. They have a
mm-hmm,
style of giving that speech in such a manner that it has the audience totally engrossed and eating out of their hands.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes they make so many mistakes, it just gets overlooked because the power of delivery was
mm-hmm,
beautiful. So
mm-hmm,
when I talk about power of delivery, I mean the correct pitching,
mm-hmm,
the way your voice goes high, low, the pitching,
mm-hmm,
which is in music also. Then your intonations, how well
mm-hmm,
you use this pitching for intonations. Now,
mm-hmm,
intonations actually give expressions to your speech. Like
mm-hmm,
if I want to say, I went there, but she was not sitting in the office. So
mm-hmm,
I went in the base with a sentence stressing, but she
mm-hmm,
was not sitting in the office. Not. So I gave a
mm-hmm,
high pitch there. It's
mm-hmm,
it's the beautiful intonations comprise a very important part of modulation.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
I learned all this while growing up with my mother because she was a theater director. Plus, she
mm-hmm,
was an English literature language teacher. She was a
mm-hmm,
phonetics teacher. So she really laid a lot of emphasis on my learning the correct intonations for modulation.
mm-hmm,
Then the third factor I feel that helped me develop my speech was the power of volume. How to use
mm-hmm,
my volume, how to make it louder, how to make it softer
mm-hmm,
without shouting, without screaming my words.
mm-hmm,
Because I see a lot of speakers, sometimes they scream and that
mm-hmm,
hurts the ears. It's the power of technique of throwing the voice out
mm-hmm,
from the stomach, from the
mm-hmm,
lower belly. As we
mm-hmm,
as old school people say, speak from the belly. British always say, speak from the belly. Don't speak
mm-hmm,
from the throat. Speak from the belly. All this voice should come from the stomach. And then
mm-hmm,
the fourth thing that I feel was very important was timbre. Timbre is the way you resonate your voice, the
mm-hmm,
resonance in the voice. Like, you know, how you resonate your voice. You are in a hall. When we
mm-hmm,
used to do theater, we never had clip on mics, we never had
mm-hmm,
overhead mics. We had to throw our voice in such a manner so that the voice reached the last person in the audience.
mm-hmm,
So that was resonance, which is timbre. Then the fifth point that I feel is very important is pace, the speed at which you speak your words out, how
mm-hmm,
you pace your words out, how you put gaps in your words, the
mm-hmm,
pauses in your words, the
mm-hmm,
pause, the power of commas, apostrophes, full stops, exclamations, question marks, how
mm-hmm,
beautifully you space that in your speech. And last but not the least, how loud you are. Yeah, that is
mm-hmm,
volume. Volume. So I
mm-hmm,
think all these things actually engineer a beautiful speech, a beautiful voice that can be very attractive, that can hold the audience for hours and hours and hours. So I think these 6 elements are the most important elements of the power of speech.
Wow, it's just so amazing because sometimes, especially a lot of speakers, they don't actually go through this process. They just
No,
go on stage and then they start, like she
speak.
said, some of them scream, some of them do all kind of thing, and they improvise themselves as speaker, and
Yes,
and 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 they actually surprised when they don't actually connect with the
with the
audience,
audience.
and
Yes,
because they don't realize that there's a process, there are things that you need to work on,
work
and
on.
it's really, it's really important. But do you think that it can be a natural process as well, or do you think
Uh,
that you have to
I think, see,
learn? Yeah.
some people are born with the talent of a good voice.
Mm-hmm,
They have a
mm-hmm,
lovely, statistics show that
mm-hmm,
people with a bass voice can attract more audience than
mm-hmm,
people with a very, very high pitching voice, the
mm-hmm,
shrinky, thin voice. So because thin voice, high pitch usually comes from the throat and the head, and the
mm-hmm,
bass voice comes from the belly. When you're
mm-hmm,
talking from the belly, it attracts more people. People will
mm-hmm,
remember your voice for a longer period of time. So
mm-hmm,
some
mm-hmm,
people have a natural bass voice, which is very attractive on the microphone. Even while
mm-hmm,
talking in a party, in a social gathering, the voice sounds very soothing.
mm-hmm,
The texture of the voice sounds very soothing, and the people want to listen to it.
mm-hmm,
Plus, that is your natural thing you're born with. You can practice your other areas such as intonations, modulations, timbre,
mm-hmm,
pace, volume. All that can be learned over a period of time. But I
mm-hmm,
feel a good speaker must know all these. One thing more, this was only the vocal part, what I'm telling about. Now,
mm-hmm,
another thing very important for a good speaker is to have expressions on the face.
mm-hmm,
So you have to be a brilliant actor to be a brilliant speaker. If you are a
mm-hmm,
good actor, you can speak beautifully because then your voice expression will match your facial expressions. So
mm-hmm,
if you're creating a surprise in the audience, you're trying to, give
mm-hmm,
that, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now this thing is coming on the stage. I want you to be alert and watch this part of the screen. So you're
mm-hmm,
creating a surprise element. When you're creating a surprise element, then your facial expression should match the exact expression that is coming in the voice.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm.
will have the audience mesmerized, totally bewildered, and holding on to your next sentence that is going to come out from your mouth. So,
Mhm,
and if you have to create a very happy mood, so you come out with all excited, you just have that. You charge them up with a lot of maybe slogans or a song
mhm,
line of a song like "Go go go ole ole ole."
mhm,
You enter the stage with that energy, so that the audience gets enthused. They get infected with that. It's actually injected with that energy,
mhm,
and your
mhm,
and your facial expression should match exactly your vocals, the
mhm,
vocal modulation. So these
mhm.
are two things that should match each other.
Okay,
Then
so the facial expression should match the vocal. Okay, so
vocal,
that,
very
yeah.
important. So
Very,
the other
very
thing,
good.
so now this is the vocal and the facial. Now the
Mhm,
third thing that comes in the speech is your presentation.
mhm,
Your presentation really, really matters a lot. Your body language. Your body language as you stand on the stage, how far you're from the podium. Are you hugging the podium? Or you're scared. So people will come to know that he's holding the podium all the time. The person is
mhm,
scared, he's nervous. It shows a lack of confidence. How your
mhm,
body is placed. Some speakers I've seen, they have a habit of shuffling their feet. Weight from one foot to the other. One
mhm,
foot to the other, which is a very bad body language. Again, the correct body language, correct posture, correct gestures. You should use
mhm,
your hands. You should use your hands to communicate with the audience. The audience will connect to the movements of your hands when you're talking.
mhm,
Don't use huge gestures. Use small gestures, small
mhm,
gestures. When you're that's all a part of body language. Then,
mhm,
of course, clothes do matter. For a speaker, clothes do matter. It depends upon the kind of speech you're speaking. But your body language on the stage, you have to move on the stage and just don't hide behind the podium. You
mhm,
can move to the center stage, give your speech, move back to the podium, develop a connect with the audience,
mhm,
talk to
mhm,
them. ask them questions. For that speaker, for a good speaker, the person should be able to elicit response from the audience, and applause from the audience, a laughter, then jokes, your humor. Humor is about your one-liners. Suppose in one event, I was late for the show. I was just about 5 minutes late. So I said, oh God, I follow Marilyn Monroe. She said that I have been on calendars so many times, but I've never been on time. So, I just one-liners, jokes, which creates a ripple in the audience. Sense of humor works miracles, So for a good speaker, power of speech is important, plus all these little garnishings that go into making your speech absolutely perfect.
And one question that I have, because you said, you have to engage with your audience. You shouldn't, hide behind, the podium. But isn't it also the cultural aspect of it? Because sometimes, in certain culture, maybe they they expect you to stay formal and to follow a certain ritual, or I don't know what. And from another country to another, since you've traveled, you've spoke in different countries, do you think that it's something that you need to take into account?
Well, yes, you should always study about the culture of the country, the do's and don'ts of that country before you embark on a speech in that particular country. But if you see the best of the speakers in the world, be it Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, all of them, they take the audience through a plethora of emotions, highs and lows. There'll be people crying in their speeches. They'll be crying. They'll be laughing. They will be like in splits, when or they'll be crying. They have that power. So they don't. All good speakers, they will not be hiding behind the podium. So yes, whether they go to any country, of course they respect the culture of that. They will use the podium, but time and again they'll come to the center stage, build a rapport. Okay, so what do you think about this? Come on, people with me. Let's sing the line out. Let's sing the line. Or speak the line out with me. Let's say my power sentence when I'm doing a spiritual talk is aham nityosmi. Aham nityosmi. I am eternal. I'm eternal. So when I talk about a soul's journey, how a soul is born and how a soul has to ascend to reach the divine, then I'd always tell them a soul never dies. Why do we cry for our loved ones? They have gone from one body to another. The soul never dies. So come on, people, say with me, aham nityosmi. I have to bring that connection. Yeah, I am eternal. Come on, people. So I have to raise my volume lower. I have to go to the... Now I can't say all these things behind the podium.
No.
If I'm standing behind the podium, my impact will go. When I speak, my whole body speaks. I just don't speak with my mouth or my throat or my face. Even my legs, I can feel that resonance. What is resonance? Resonance is the vibration of the air in different bones, the space between the body. So when you speak, your speech should resonate with every gap of bones inside your body, be it in legs, arms, your pelvic girdle, anywhere. It should resonate. When I'm on the stage, my whole body speaks. And that whole body speech should be transmitted to the audience. They should feel that. Feel me, my whole body speaking to them. Feel the power with which the power I'm giving to them. So that will remain with them forever and ever. They will, if there are 10 speakers that day, you will be remembered because you had that body speech along with the vocal speech that was coming out from your mouth.
Wow, that's powerful. So let's just have a break. We'll watch a short video of you, and then we'll come back and continue this very intriguing conversation. For me, actually, I learned so much, and it's just so fascinating.
Thank you.
Global Iconic Award goes to Vanndana Vaadera.
So we are back. We are back with Vandana, and as you could see from the video, she's multi-talented and specialized in speech. And she's a motivational speaker and doing all a lot of other things: actress, singing, and coaching as well, and also being a yoga instructor and trainer. So I wanted to ask you, Vandana, obviously you do all those things. Do you have a particular ritual to prepare yourself to all of that? Because I can imagine it can be a lot of stress. So I don't know if now, being an expert in speech and understanding it very well, the stress is gone, or do you still have stress and you have a ritual to prepare yourself to be the best, on stage and the best in what you're doing?
That's a lovely question indeed. Really a beautiful question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think preparation has to be there before every event.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be overconfident. Even,
Mm-hmm.
even after 2,500, 3,000 shows, I am not overconfident.
Mm-hmm.
I always have those pre-jitters. I always have that
Mm-hmm.
little nervousness in my heart. Of course, I do a lot of meditations to calm myself. Meditations help me a lot. I do a lot of pranayams, yoga pranayams, to center myself.
Mm-hmm.
Before stepping on the stage, I do my breathing exercises,
Mm-hmm.
very deep breathing yoga exercises that I do, so that somehow it just calms me, my whole body down before I step on the stage. Then I always do a little bit of chanting.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of chanting. I have a mantra. I have a mantra that I chant, which is my spiritual guru's mantra. I'm a very spiritual person. So I always chant that 3 times because I believe in the power of 3. Everything is 3 for me. Holy Trinity, it's all 3. 3 is a very powerful number for me. So 3 times I chant my guru's mantra, like Om Jyoti Rupaya Paramsa in Sanskrit. I chant that, and I do Shiva mantra, and then I step on stage, So because I feel, and then I do my affirmations. I do my affirmation. I'm a strong believer. I did a course from Louise Hayes in 2010. Then I did a course in the Caribbean with Doreen Virtue. So so angel guided meditations I did. So I am a strong believer of affirmations, because our holy books, that is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita of Lord Krishna, has affirmations too. The process how you pray, the steps in a prayer, the steps you pray are exactly the same steps as given in affirmations. So I realized my style of praying, which I learned from my guru, from Bhagavad Gita, from our holy book, was exactly the same as the steps of affirmations. So I say my affirmations. I visualize my audience is going crazy. Like they are clapping and saying, Vandana, Vandana. I visualize. I chant, I am the most phenomenal speaker. I am the most phenomenal speaker. I mesmerize my audience. I chant my affirmations, and I visualize my audience, standing and clapping for me, and hugging me after the show, giving me love, and saying that they're saying you made us so happy, you added value to our lives. I visualize all that before I step on the stage. This starts when I leave home. I'm in my car. My driver's driving. This process starts by the time I reach my venue. I'm totally centered, and of course, my content is to be ready. I have to read it at least 30 times so that the content is in my heart. So I don't have to read out from my PPTs. I don't have to read out from my presentation. So it should be clear in my head. So yeah, if I see a pointer, I should be able to build on the whole story. Then one thing very important that I use is I tell stories. You have to be a great storyteller to be a speaker. You have to have stories. You should have a Pandora's box of stories. And those stories may not be necessarily be yours. Those stories could be important famous people, Elvis Presley or Alexander Graham Bell, somebody famous, their story. You present it as your own, of course, mentioning, giving importance to the person, acknowledging the person whose story it is. So I use my own stories because I have in my life, there have been such interesting stories So I have a catalog of stories. I write down my stories in a so that anytime I have to go for a speech, I just select 2 3 stories to be
Mm-hmm.
used in that particular speech. My own life. Some of them are hilarious stories. How I fell down, how I was singing, and I fell down into the confetti blasts, and my heel got stuck. And I funny stories, yes, which brings a smile on the and it lightens up the mood. They're not stressed. Yeah. So I use
Mm-hmm.
funny stories for my and they are like I don't mind making fun of myself. And a person
Mm-hmm.
who can laugh at his own mistakes can make anybody laugh, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Humor,
Mm-hmm.
your original humor can really lighten up the mood of the entire gathering.
Mm-hmm.
It'll endear you to the audience. The audience will not feel that you're a celebrity or a somebody out of the world. They'll feel, oh, she's just
Mm-hmm.
like us. She's as goofy as
Exactly.
us. She's
Mm-hmm.
as goofy as us. She makes mistakes. So it
Mm-hmm.
endears you to the audience. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean you have to be serious all the time. You have to pepper it with stories and humor. So that will
Mm-hmm.
make you closer to your audience.
Yes. Wow, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I like the last point is that you always, even if you've done many things, you've been mingling with celebrities, presidents, and famous actors. It's you always have to mingle with the rest and show them that you are a human being. You're just
Human
like
being.
them, and so
Just
that
like
you can, yeah, you can connect, because sometimes that's the problem, is that when we see celebrity, we're like, okay, they are in a different world,
yeah.
that we can't relate to them, so we basically impress, and sometimes the connection is not there. But when you humble yourself and say, okay, I mean, I make those mistakes, I fall down there, and so it helps to relax people, and people to
Mm.
open up and to connect. That's very powerful. But I know you mentioned your mom being one of a person that you learn from, but did you have like mentor, sponsors, or that key people in your life that actually help you to build up all your skills and reach the level where you are?
Well, honestly, I never took any official training from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my music, I had a music teacher for a small time, for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But my mentor has always been my mother, who
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately passed away in 1996. But then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I have been my own teacher. I
Mm-hmm.
have read a lot. I have studied a lot. Because at that time there were no internet. There was
Mm-hmm.
no. We had to read books, and
Mm-hmm.
everything was from books. So all my knowledge used to come from books.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare. I would read Charles Dickens, Jane Austen. I used to read a lot. I used to read a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and that reading enriched my knowledge. And the
Mm-hmm.
speaking skills were completely taught to me by my mother. And over
Mm-hmm.
the years, as I was on stage, I kept improving. I kept
Mm-hmm.
improving. I kept improvising. I kept learning new things. Of course, I learned a lot from my surroundings. I learned
Mm-hmm.
from a lot of people around me. I will not say I didn't have any mentor. I think my mentor was everybody who was around me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, be it my father, be it a small child who would teach me something, and I could use that, on stage. It could be anybody. I could learn from anybody. I was open to. I think that's why I grew. I,
Mm-hmm.
I would
Mm-hmm.
not I would not say, oh, you're a little child. I'll not learn from you. Or I will
Mm-hmm.
not say, sorry, you are very junior to me, younger to me. Why should I learn from you? No, I was
Mm-hmm.
very open to learning. And if a person is open to learning, I think their growth happens. So
Mm-hmm.
every situation in life becomes your mentor. Every
Mm-hmm.
bad situation in life becomes your mentor. Every good situation in life becomes your mentor. So you should be open to learning from anything, anyone, or any instance also, any
Mm-hmm.
circumstance also.
Okay, all right. So that's good, and it reminds us that at the end of the day, we are our first coach and first mentor, and we have to find those opportunity, understand what are our gaps, and find ways and tools and strategies to fill those gaps, so that
Yes.
we can improve ourselves, and it's a constant thing. It's, it never ends. You
Yes.
can't just sit down and say, okay, I'm the best now,
I'm the
so
best,
I'm
huh?
not, I'm not, I don't need to learn anything. You always have to, review where you are, and then understand, what you need, and
Yes.
go and get it. So
Yes.
that's good. But you've been now, doing a lot of training as well. So, so how, what training do you do, and how is it happening? Tools and in practical way. How do you
You mean
do those
how I'm
training?
I'm training myself or I'm training others?
The training of us. Sorry. Yeah.
Others. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I have started my academy called Vandana Vaadera's Lifestyle Training Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually started it last year, which I
Mm-hmm.
started for beauty pageant girls, how to teach them communication, how to talk, body language. I started
Mm-hmm.
it for them. Then now during the lockdown, I developed courses on public speaking. I
Mm-hmm.
developed courses on confidence building. I developed a course on internal engineering, how to
Mm-hmm.
transform yourself internally so that externally you're always in a high state and you're achieving success and abundance in every sphere of life. We
Mm-hmm.
have different spheres of life. Let's say your career, your finances, your family relations, your social surroundings, your
Mm-hmm.
friends, your health and fitness, your
Mm-hmm.
spirituality. You have to grow in every area of life. So I
Mm-hmm.
have developed this course, how to internally engineer yourself, realize what is holding you back in a
Mm-hmm.
life coaching system, and I'm giving it out to the people. But I'm not restricting myself. The other life coaches are, they are just doing,
Mm-hmm.
teaching them the basic, belief system they've
Mm-hmm.
been brought up with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm focusing on a lot of spiritual aspect from our holy books. I have
Mm-hmm.
picked up. That is something different about my program. And
Mm-hmm.
in public speaking, what I'm doing is I built modules
Mm-hmm.
where I'm one on because since I can't take one-on-one classes here, so I've built modules where I'm coaching them on different meeting platforms, different
Mm-hmm.
meet platforms where I have modules. I have modules on vocal therapy, speech therapy. Then I have modules on intonations. Then I have
Mm-hmm.
modules on communication skills, verbal, non-verbal, your vocal, everything,
Mm-hmm.
or communications. And I have a module on components of a perfect speech, how to make presentations, PPTs, what is the
Mm-hmm.
thumb rule, how can you go beyond the thumb rule. So that is, and then finally one a very important part of everything I teach is spirituality. So it's
Mm-hmm.
called mental workouts, a pathway to abundance. So that's my fifth. So that's the public speaking thing. Then I have introduced a confidence building
Mm-hmm.
module also. So there are different modules that I've included. But my
Mm-hmm.
two main courses are public speaking prowess and enkindle the phenomenal you, which is the internal engineering, restructuring, so that you're always, I am a very strong believer of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I want to achieve anything in life, spirituality will help me get it.
Mm-hmm.
In a belief in my internal divine. I have to believe in my power that I have inside me. I can
Mm-hmm.
achieve anything I set my heart on. So
Mm-hmm.
that internal spirituality gives me a push to achieve and also ingrain the same belief system in others too. So
Mm-hmm.
once I finish my course, I have 5 out of 5 ratings from everybody, which I feel it's not that I force them. They give
Mm-hmm.
it happily. They give that because I want to add value to their lives. So
Mm-hmm.
when I start out with a course with anybody, I'm teaching someone or I'm coaching someone,
Mm-hmm.
my philosophy is I have to add value to this person's life and change it in some way. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that emanates from a spiritual perspective that I have in my mind. And
Mm-hmm.
that gives value to the person's,
Mm-hmm.
speech, talking, personality, everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. Do you also coach
Yes.
business owners? Because then, and the question that I have is, how do you bring spirituality to them? because in some businesses,
Yes,
spirituality is sometimes not very
not
welcome.
accepted. Yes.
So yeah, so how do you uh, help them to integrate spirituality into what they're
Yes.
doing
I'm
professionally?
coaching a lot of ITP professionals, HR heads, CEOs from south of India in the
Mm-hmm.
IT hub. So
Yeah.
what I do is, so I don't talk about gods. I don't talk about. I don't talk. See, spirituality is not a religion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spirituality is a way of life. Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't understand the
And
meaning of
that's
the
the
word
thing.
spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So some people connect it to religion. Some people
Mm-hmm.
connect it to Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam. But spirituality is way, way, way above religion. So
Mm-hmm.
when to me, spirituality is uh, treating every individual with love.
Mm-hmm.
So my main mantra is love, reaching out to the person with love, with
Mm-hmm.
compassion, with empathy, having love for the environment, having love for Mother Earth. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
connect it to any religion or any gods or anything of that sort. So I train them. I first I make them realize what the subconscious mind is. What is the difference between the conscious mind,
Mm-hmm.
the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and the superconscious mind? I
Mm-hmm.
tell them the difference. What? So I bring that angle of spirituality in a very scientific manner. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell them my module, mental workouts, a pathway to abundance. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
mental workouts, a pathway to abundance. So what in that? First, I tell them what are the different levels of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a conscious? What is the difference between the four? How can I use my subconscious mind to control my conscious mind to
Mm-hmm.
achieve anything I want in life? So
Mm-hmm.
there I come to affirmations. Then I tell them how affirmations affect, how chanting affirmations with a conscious mind goes
Mm-hmm.
into your subconscious mind. When it goes into your subconscious mind, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Then every act of yours will operate from the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
And when the subconscious mind is fed with positive thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
you will automatically start getting abundance in everything. You will
Mm-hmm.
attract the law of abundance, be it in family, relationship, love, finance, health, fitness, anything. So if
Mm-hmm.
somebody, let's say a person from a business background comes to me and wants to know, and is wants to lose weight, he wants to
Mm-hmm.
lose weight. So I tell them, first I program their subconscious mind. Then I
Mm-hmm.
tell them, you have to find a sentence that is close to your
Mm-hmm.
heart. I'm healthy, slim, and absolutely gorgeous by 20th September 2020. So I give
Mm-hmm.
them a timeline, I give them a
Mm-hmm.
target, I give them a goal, and I say, keep on chanting it. When they start chanting it, suddenly they start taking action towards achieving that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the spirituality comes in. So I use it, I do it in a very scientific manner. I link
Mm-hmm.
it to the levels of consciousness. Then they start understanding it and they
Mm-hmm.
accept it. Finally, they get convinced that, okay, she's not taken us to any religion or God or anything.
Mm-hmm.
She just spoke about the subconscious mind. And
Mm-hmm.
I make them realize that every act of theirs is
Mm-hmm.
emanating from the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
If they're scared of heights, it's in the subconscious mind. If they're scared of lifts, escalate, the closed spaces, it's in the
Mm-hmm.
subconscious mind. If they are scared of climbing mountains, it's in the subconscious mind. All
Mm-hmm.
these fears are lying deeply ingrained in the subconscious mind. By using the power of powerful sentences, powerful thoughts, what are affirmations? They're
Mm-hmm.
positive thoughts, they're empowering thoughts. By using the power of that, you can delete that and take yourself into a positive frame of mind, empowered mind. So then they
Mm-hmm.
start believing it. And they've started, and most of them have started achieving all their targets. So
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting good
Wow.
feedback. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful, isn't it? So
Yes.
it's yeah. So I mean, because I actually had also a gentleman from India at the beginning of the week as well, talking about spirituality in
Yeah.
corporate, and he was
Yes.
saying the same thing, is that the first thing when you bring spirituality into the corporate world is like, okay, no, it must be religion, or it must be linked
In
to
religion.
anything, and people start to be a little bit reluctant to
Reluctant.
to listen. And then
Mm.
after you educate them, then they understand really the power of the spirituality in everything that we do. So let's have another short break,
Sure.
and we'll be back to for the last part of
Yes.
the show.
Yes.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of my June 2020 batch of public speaking prowess.
You should know you're beautiful just the way you are.
Play me a glad song, a mad song, a bad song. देखो हजार बार देखो कि देखने की चीज है हमारा दिल रुबा ताली.
There's a bad moon on the rise.
Made more clear about the law of manifestation. I experienced the law of abundance in her course. Apart from, giving us the knowledge, she brought in so much of love, so much of confidence. With guarantee, I can say that this kind of course is not available right now anywhere. We can go and spend millions and thousands of rupees, because I'm also under a business course.
तेरे शहर का क्या इरादा है आसमान का.
One of the best graduation and certification ceremonies I've ever attended in my life. It's actually become like a show.
Shining.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vandana madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we are back. We are back with Vanndana, and that was graduation, the last graduation, isn't
Yes,
it? From
yes. That was my first batch, yeah. Because I just
the
started
first
the-
one.
Yeah.
I look so happy.
Yeah,
It's
very
just
happy.
amazing.
Yes. Yes, it
Very,
was
very happy.
very lot of love and lot of affection. I don't know. I believe I give a lot of love to all my students, so that if you give love, they focus much better on the course. They are able to perform. The lady who was in the center who was talking about the law of abundance and my course, she, if you see her Instagram videos from about 2 months back, and if you see her videos now, you'll see a sea of change. She's poised. She's like very classy now. Earlier, she would be like like a little girl jumping around all the time. When she has all the biggest of the companies she's doing PR for, huge company. So I used to always tell her, Kulpreet, it's nice to be fun with friends, but when you are talking to your clients, I want that classy Kulpreet. I want that clear diction. I want that the good enunciation and the good speech. And I could see the difference between her Insta in May and her Insta now. A whale of a difference. Yes, definitely.
So that's amazing. And which lead me to ask you, because I mean you giving back already to society by training, coaching, and helping people with their voice, with how to communicate. What is really the legacy that you want to leave? I mean, the legacy that you're working towards.
I'm loving the questions you're asking, Mirel. They're such amazing questions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really nice questions. Well, the legacy I want to leave behind is I want to have everybody with a lot of love in their heart. Everybody, I want I'm developed spiritual courses also. My Enkindle is a program based on spirituality. So I want everybody to love each other. I want the world to be one nation, and the boundaries, the culture should not separate each other. There's a word that I love that I used in my life. I'm a radio jockey also on the national radio. Spiritual patriotism. What I
Wow.
call
Yeah.
spiritual patriotism. I want a legacy of spiritual patriotism amongst every individual in this world to reach out to as many people as possible. So, when we talk about spiritual patriotism, a spiritual patriot does not believe this is Germany, this is India, this is France, this is Greece. They are much beyond that. They believe in humanity. They believe in love. They are patriotic for the whole world. They are patriotic for the whole universe. Because as per our scriptures, there's not one earth. There are many earths. God has created many earths. So they have love for the entire universe. So patriotism, the feeling of patriotism for the entire world and the entire universe is what I want this world to be. Maybe as far as I can, create that.
That's beautiful and powerful as well. And I like this term, spiritual patriotism. And it's just, it says it's all, that, we are one in a way. We are one. We can't divide, we are
No.
one. And even if now we see a lot of, people trying to divide, we're just harming ourselves in a way. When we start to divide, it comes back to us. So we need to, rely on love. We need to rely on, on humanity, and see ourselves as part of this big group and call humanity, and really, work for more love and more, understanding and better communication, and that's very important. And it's actually a challenge right now, because
Yes.
with capitalism and all kind of different system, it's difficult to have this notion of what you call spiritual patriotism. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been very, very good conversation, and I've learned so much, because, and that's what I love with, this platform, is that I learn as much as my audience from the guests that I bring, and they bring so much knowledge, and it's just amazing. So before we close, how can people connect with you, or do you have any service, product, or training coming up that you feel like that would be of interest to us? So what's next?
Yeah, I have the two programs that I have launched. One is public speaking prowess. I keep starting new batches on the public speaking, how to be a good speaker. So I keep starting those batches every 2 weeks. I get new batches. So since I've just started in June, so my batches are small, 5 people, 6, 7, small batches. So I'm growing those. So public speaking is there, which has 5 modules in it, as I mentioned earlier. And the second flagship program is Enkindle the Phenomenal You, is how to re-engineer your internal DNA, how to work on your baselines, your sanskaras, the moral values you've been brought up, combine them with your belief system, which I call the imprints, use them both to achieve the goal and targets within a limited time, in a specified time period. Set your targets, take small steps to achieve those goals and targets. And finally, how to take the right decisions as far as possible in life and achieve the pinnacle of fame and success in all the 8 spheres of life. So that is my Enkindle the Phenomenal You. It is completely internal transformation. These are my flagship. And Mirel, I must compliment you. It is such a beautifully organized show. I have done a lot of Facebook lives. I've done a lot of lives on Insta, but so well planned with the videos and all your presentations. It's beautiful. It's really lovely.
Thank you very much. It's been beautiful as well to have you, be part of this success today, because the guest has a big part as well. So that's beautiful to have you. So we have some news, and I'll before we leave, I'll just go through those news, and
Sure.
then we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very busy. So there's the magazine which is out. So the Greatness Engineering magazine is out, and it's been well received. And it's by monthly magazine, and I normally have some powerful as well writer, and it's been really well received. So it's there. There's the book, the collaboration book coming as well, with 20 women. I'm part of the 20 women, and most of my co-author are in the US, and it's based on devotional. And it's gonna be fantastic, because this is the
Wow.
first time that I'm part of a collaboration book, but also talking about devotional and faith and spirituality in this case as well. So that's very good. And there's also so I'm an ambassador for the Global Supplier Diversity Conference, and it's coming up in September. So for people who are interested, it's going to be online. So that's the good news. It used to be we used to travel to the US, but now it's online. So make sure you are part of it. It's happening in September on the 24th. And you can register directly on the Global Supply Diversity Conference.com. And there's also, I think, the Monica Motivate team. They actually have also a module on pitching, especially pitching for a new project. So that's all for today. Like I said, it's been an amazing show with Vanndana, and thanks again for your time and for your
Thank you.
input and all the knowledge that you've shared with us. And
Well, there's some comments that have come. There's some comments in the comment box. Kate
so
Keisha says hi, Vandana.
so there's
Yeah.
in the comment box. So Katie, so she's watching from YouTube, and then there's
Yeah.
Sophie as well. Sophie's watching from Cameroon, West Africa. So
Wow.
love is everything. Congrats.
Yes,
And
beautiful.
so they've enjoyed, obviously. I hope they've enjoyed the show as I did. So thank you very much again. Thanks
Thank
for those who
you.
are tuning. And for those who are going to watch the replay, please don't hesitate to reach out either to Vanndana directly or to me if you need any clarification or if you want to continue this conversation.
So I
Because
would like
I
to
know.
end with one little line before I sign out. My guru, my spiritual guru, says that the only cause of suffering in this world is lack of love.
So the only cause of suffering
in the world is the lack of love.
Is the lack of love. Yeah, and he's right. Because if you don't have love in your life, you don't feel good. You don't feel good. And thank you. So that's the message that Vanndana is leaving us with. The only cause of suffering in the world is the lack of love. So very, very good. And we'll cherish this sentence and try to understand that in everything that we do, we have to bring love and we have to give love. So make sure you do that. And it's gonna be really good for everybody, and greatness will be part of it. So we also have another here, Jempwood. May God bless us all through, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
So bye to you. Have a great evening,
you
and
too.
bye to the audience. And I'll be back tomorrow with another guest, this time from West Africa in Burundi. So bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
And
Bye-bye.
take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.